super simple. I'm gonna start off with Ken. It's really easy, right? So for men, it's typically a wider stance, right? You're gonna stand a little wider to give yourself more presence. Then always have it kind of straight back. A lot of the times I'll ask you to take a deep breath in, and that kind of just helps with our posture and making our chest a little forward overall. And sometimes I'll get you to lean forward a little bit. The leaning forward helps with this area here. Anytime you're struggling with this, you kind of lean forward, and that kind of stretches out. And what else it helps is like when we're thinking of posing, whatever is close to the camera is bigger. So if you lean this way, your stomach will be big, right? But if you lean forward, your stomach will be smaller and your face will be bigger, right? So we want to focus on your face. So that's why I always kind of get you guys to lean forward and lean together, right? So it just emphasizes a little bit on your face, right? And typically hands in pockets or on Lindsay. Like so, as to show intimacy, we'll always be holding hands and we'll be close, right? To make sure you guys look like a couple, right? Yeah. That's what we want to do, right? Yeah. Right? So that's pretty it for men. It's pretty straightforward, right? But for Lindsay, it's a little bit more complex, right?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. So posing always starts off with our feet, right? So what we want to do, especially if you're facing towards me, we kind of bend this front foot like this. Yeah, and we bring the heel in. Yeah. Yeah. So see, like this one here, you just bring it in like this. Yeah. And take the toe a little closer. Yep. So this one here, bring it all in. Yep. Perfect. Just like that. The reason why we do this is because if we're wearing like a dress or any kind of like form-fitted clothing, this just gives our leg a taper point, right? So right at the end of it, when we take the photo, this just narrows us down for the photo. So it just gives a more pleasing look overall, right? You can either push our hip away or towards the camera. So if you want to emphasize your hip, you push towards the camera. If you want to de-emphasize your hip, you push away. So it's the same thing with our faces, right? So whatever you want to emphasize, you put towards the camera. Whatever you want to de-emphasize, you put away to the camera, right? Then that's always a good thing. It's honestly just to get your body a little more shape. So you push either way, right? It just kind of helps give you that kind of S curve, right? Then the biggest thing for a lot of girls is like when you see your arms and go like that, right? Yeah. So the last thing you want is you don't want to put your arm right on your body. Yeah. So what you want to do is just give your body a little more space. It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to do it like this, right? But just like ever so slightly, where you can just slide a hand through it, right? Just like that. And that's enough. Just to keep your body, your arm off your body, right? And typically I'll get you to angle your head either way, always typically towards him. Likewise again, you guys are a couple, so you always want to angle your heads towards each other. If you guys are heads like this, you guys look like you're strangers, right? You're not comfortable with each other, right? So that's the biggest thing. And I typically will always get you straight in your back, nice posture. Posture is always the biggest thing, right? And that's pretty much it, right? And don't feel like this is a test. I'm not gonna ask you questions, and I'll always remind you guys during the session, so don't feel like you have to remember all this. And that's the thing, it's kind of good to know this stuff, even for yourself, when you're taking photos for yourself. It's always good practice to just remember these things, right? So that's the basic for both female and male posing. The lead up is where you guys join together at the shoulder, and you put your arms around each other. Yes, just like that. And typically we don't want to see this hand, it just like seems like a ghost, like that hand popping out. So it'll be just around the waist, and just like that. And yeah, perfect. That's exactly right. And we'll just lift up our arms ever so slightly, hands in the pocket. So from here, I'll get you just to angle ever so slightly in. This is the typical pose where we would go, like, if you watch like the red carpet events, this is the pose they always go to first, right? Because this is the most flattering pose for both people, right? Because you're both slightly angled towards the camera, and from here, I'll just get you to tilt your heads together, right? And that typically that's like the very second pose. If you guys were getting married, this would be the pose that you would be in every family form, right? Then typically to make it look more intimate, you'll bring your hands together in the middle. Just holding hands in the middle. Yeah, holding hands. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So it was just like maybe like this. Yeah, just like that. Perfect, nice and soft. Or we can even go. You can put your arm on your waist. We bring it up from here. So like that, now you're even closer together, right? So this shows a more intimate pose, right? Then you can even rest your hands against each other, eyes closed, take a deep breath in, like, and you get that laugh. If you ever feel like laughing, it's all good, just laugh. Because it shows genuine expression, right? And that's what we want in these photos, right? And think of, if you think of your shoulder as a hinge, and I tell you guys to open up, what would that mean? Yeah, just open up towards me, right? Yeah. So hold hands in the middle and open up. Just hold your other hands in the middle. Your back hands, yeah. And let go of this hand. And just open up, yeah. This would be an open pose, right? So this is another standard pose. Same, Lindsay, I would still get you to do this, just for shape and bring that arm in. But you're good as is, and that would be our open pose, right? Where you guys are both facing towards the camera. This is a little bit of less intimate pose, as there's so little touch points. We're only holding hands, right? And for a closed pose is what we do earlier. So you guys close up together. Perfect. And close, like that. You can hold hands like that, or you can even get more intimate. You can put your hand here, pull in closer, and you can rest your heads against each other. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect, right? But the thing we don't want to do is called mirroring of our hands, right? If we're in a pose where both our hands are doing the exact things, it feels very posed. So we always want to switch up one hand. So that's perfect, just like that. Even this one hand lower like this is beautiful, right? It's just not if our hands are doing the exact same thing, that means it's very posed, right? So we gotta, I'll always remind you, don't feel like you have to remember any of this. It's just that I just want to give you the idea of it, right? So we can switch out hand, we can drop this hand, we can just drop it to his waist. Yep, just like that. And this is way more natural, right? Because our hands are never doing the same thing, right? You can even bring this hand to his head, and just brush his head. Perfect, right? Just like that, right? And the last pose I'll get you guys is called stack pose, right? From here, I'll get one person from the other person. So I'll let go, just like that. And when we're in this pose, so if you do this, that's like the prom pose. Yes, you guys know, right? So that's the very standard prom pose, right? Or the prenatal pose, right? We do not want to do that. No, not at all, right? No. So we want to can step out to the side and just come out to the side and perfect. You're good like that. And
not on my stomach.
Yeah, not on your stomach, right? Because if all hands are on the stomach, that means we're gonna focus on the stomach. So I'm gonna bring this hand up to here like that, just like that, and rest your heads together.